So, ladies and gentlemen, we talked in recent days about the various connections of the 1970 players and teams of the movie Slapshot, the Paul Newman movie featuring the Carlton Hansen, family motif with the happy goons, as I call them. But this is a very interesting situation, and for people of North Tonawanda, New York, this is for you. Now, the Buffalo Norsemen were an NAHL team during the 76 season, where they played their home games again in North Tonawanda, a suburb of Buffalo 12 miles in the north, at the Tonawanda Sports Center. Now, it came to major prominence not only because a former top saber by the name of Steve Atkinson, who did a podcast on, played there, and Les Benkley and a few others. An incident in a Norseman playoff game that season was portrayed, or not say parodied, but was kind of broken down in the movie Slapshot. Now, a regular season game in the film between the Charlestown Chiefs and the Peterborough Patriots is based on a real game between the Norsemen and the Johnstown Jets, the team that the Charlestown Chiefs were based on during the NAHL playoffs. Like the Norsemen's uniform design and colors appear in the film as the Hyannis Sport presidents, and the Patriots have similar uniforms to the Syracuse Blazers of the NAHL. The film used similar uniforms as the teams in the NAHL, but eventually rearranged the storylines. Now, in the film, the Hansen brothers started a brawl with the Patriots during the pregame skate. The real-life incident occurred in Johnstown, with the Jets leading the playoff series 3-2. Now, Steve, Jeff, and Jack Carlson, the three brothers who Slapshot's Hansen brothers were based on, started a brawl with the Norsemen during the pregame skate in retaliation for Norsemen fans' bigoted actions towards an African-American player on the Johnstown roster at the previous 3 games in the series, which have been played in North Tonawanda. In an ugly incident, a number of Norsemen fans had hurled racial epithets at the player, and some held up derogatory signs, including one stating that blacks should be playing basketball, not hockey. After a brawl in Johnstown had been broken up by the officials, the Norsemen players and coaches returned to the dressing room and refused to come out to start the game. Don't know if they were scared or didn't know, they were just pissed off they weren't protected. Now, according to Johnstown Jets' Dave Hansen, who the Slapshot character of Dave Killer Carlson was based on, they, the Norsemen, skated off the ice and went into the locker room and refused to come out and play the game, and we won the game in the series by forfeit. Now, in a twist of fate, in subsequent years, Buffalo's NHL franchise, the Buffalo Sabres, would make 2 historic black player signings, including winger Tony McKechnie, one of the first black players to have a prolonged career in the NHL, and enforcer Val James, the NHL's first black American. Now, both James and McKechnie, the latter of whom was quite popular with Sabres fans, played their home games in front of many of the same fans who had attended Buffalo Norsemen games. McKechnie said he had no complaints about his treatment in Buffalo, stating that Western New York's fans treated him royally. Now, a number of Norsemen also played the NHL, including, like I said, Steve Atkinson, Les Benkley, Larry Gould, Willie Marshall, Brian McSheffrey, Lou Nistico, Claude Noel, Pat Rupp, Ron Snell, Jimmy Stanfield, Dave Tataran, and of course, the player-coach, which we've celebrated so many times on this podcast channel, Guy Trottier. And of course, the GM was Willie Marshall, and Steve Atkinson was the captain. Now, to my knowledge, ladies and gentlemen, it's interesting about Willie Marshall. This is part of it too. He had played with the Norsemen that year for 1 game, okay? But he was also the general manager. So, how many people you know that were a player and general manager in the same season? Pretty weird. So pretty weird. Now, we're going to do a podcast on Willie very soon. Keep on listening, and like I said, Kirkland Lake via Charlottetown. That's all I can say. Thanks for listening, ladies and gentlemen. If you like what we're doing here, give us a like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget, keep your stick in the ice. Bye.